folks, Liam here, and before we get started, little bit of new merch going on. There's a few designs. Check the merch store in the description and get yourself one of these lovely, lovely Missing No shirts. Maybe something else you might like. But anyway, cheap plug aside, Pokémon Sword and Shield are due for release in less than 4 months, and it's time to start getting a little bit excited. Granted, I know some of you aren't that excited for Pokémon Sword and Shield for various reasons, and you're totally justified, and I get that, and I can understand those reasoning, which is why this is not the only video that I'm putting out today. In fact, at the time of this video going live, there will be a separate video linked in the description that lists 5 reasons why I'm not excited for Pokémon Sword and Shield. So watch this one, find out why I am excited for Sword and Shield, then hop over, check out the other video, and find out why I might not be excited for Sword and Shield. Super easy concept, let's not waste time, let's jump straight in with 5 reasons why I'm excited for Pokémon Sword and Shield. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a long time over on Twitch will know that my favourite console at the moment is my Nintendo Switch. This thing is my baby. Now, the thing obviously I love about my Switch is the fundamental basis of the Switch, which is I can be playing in handheld mode, on the bus, on the train, something like that. I can come home, pop it in the dock, and instantly it's a home console that I can then play Breath of the Wild on or something like that. And on the other side of that, I can be sat comfortably playing on the sofa, playing it on the big screen TV, just like really, really enjoying myself, getting the full graphical benefit of the Nintendo Switch games and how beautiful they look. And then also, when I'm a bit tired and I'm like, I don't really want to sit on the sofa anymore, I want to be up in bed ready to go to sleep, but I don't really want to finish playing just yet, I can pop it instantly out of the dock, sit in my bed and just play it as a handheld. It just really, really is such a versatile console. And the reason I'm saying all this is because Pokémon Sword and Shield on the Nintendo Switch is going to be our first proper main series Pokémon game. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, but Liam, we got Pokémon Let's Go last year. That's technically a main series game. Doesn't count. It was a reimagining of a main series game, so I'm not counting it. It's not a new generation of Pokemon main series games, it's a reimagining. It's a throwback to Pokemon Yellow from 21 years ago. So with Sword and Shield, it means that we're getting the first brand new generation of Pokemon on a home console, which is something we've never had before. We've never had a main series Pokemon game, brand new, on a console that we can play on our TV. So this is something kind of revolutionary for Pokemon. And whilst I know there are people who expect bigger and better from the first home console Pokemon game, I for one am just super excited that I can literally play this Pokemon game anywhere in the world like I normally could, but also if I want to be a little bit more comfortable, I don't necessarily want to be holding the game screen up in front of my eyes constantly. I can pop it on the TV on the other side of the room, sit there comfortably with a Pro Controller without hurting my neck, without hurting my back, not hurting my pussy and my... No, that's not going... That'll probably go in the final edit, won't it? Whoops. Now, next up, we are talking about another feature, and I know some people are going to come out of the woodwork like,
oh, Liam, you're a shill because you're saying nice things about the features of the games. How dare you enjoy something?
But honestly, this is something I'm genuinely excited for. Like, all these things I'm genuinely excited for. And this one, connectivity to Pokemon Home, I think is going to change the game when it comes to Pokemon games in general. Now, for those who aren't aware, Pokemon Home is basically like the updated version of Pokemon Bank. It's like the new baby of Pokemon Bank. You'll be able to transfer all your Pokemon from Pokemon Bank, so from previous generations, into Pokemon Home. You'll be able to transfer Pokemon from Let's Go, I believe from Pokemon Go, and from Sword and Shield into this Pokemon Home like hub. And you'll be able to do various stuff in there. They said there's going to be more features than just the generic storage features. You're going to be able to trade from your smartphone, so no more will there be, oh man, I'm really looking for like a 6IV Garchomp, and someone's like, oh yeah, I've got a 6IV Garchomp. Oh, have you got your 3DS with you? No, I haven't, mate. Oh, well, maybe we'll trade another time. This is literally going to be like pick up your phone and be like, boom, here's my 6IV Garchomp in Pokemon Home. You got Pokemon Home on your phone? Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. Let's trade now and here. And that's just a really, really cool thing. Like, that really makes me happy that I can trade Pokemon from literally anywhere in the world. Now, I know some people are a little bit annoyed because at the moment, everything can go into Home, but the only Pokemon that can go out of Home are Pokemon that are in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Totally get that. But people are acting like that's the end. For any other Pokemon that isn't in Sword and Shield, they go into Home and they never come out again. And it's like purgatory and they'll never leave. But common sense would say, when the next Pokemon games are out, that have more Pokemon in them available, then those Pokemon that were sitting in home and waiting will have their time to shine in the new game. It's just common sense. Like, I don't get why people are so annoyed. Honestly, Pokemon Home is going to be a great thing. I'm really, really excited for it because it's basically what we wanted Pokemon Bank to be, and now it's just so much better. Now, I know a lot of people in the comments are going to be asking how much is Pokemon Home going to cost, and I don't know because I don't work for Pokemon. As much as people want to call me a shill, I don't work for Pokemon. I'm not paid by Pokemon. I don't know any inside information. Basically, I would assume, and this is my personal prediction, so if I get it wrong, I get it wrong, I don't care. My prediction is that Pokemon Home will be a free-to-use app, but you'll have to pay for Nintendo Online membership to use the online features like the trading and all that jazzy stuff. Which, for me, is fine, because a Nintendo Online membership is less than the cost of the average takeaway for 2 people. So basically, you just don't have a McDonald's one day, and then for the rest of that year, you can afford a Nintendo Online membership. That's fine by me. Now we have something that we can really start to fantasize about. This is something that we can really start to sink our teeth into, and that's the story. I'm very excited for the story of Pokemon Sword and Shield, because we don't know that much so far. We've been introduced to a few characters, but we don't know who's going to be the bad guy yet. We haven't seen the evil team yet, and we might see the evil team in future trailers, or we might not, and we might not find out who the leader of the evil team is, or it might be that the evil team gets revealed, but their leader doesn't get revealed, and it turns out to be a character we've already seen. And there's so much potential. We have the champion, Leon, who could turn out to, over his years and years of getting sponsorships and getting endorsements and things, has turned out to maybe have turned and tried to be rigging the league or something like that. So that's why he's always champion, because he rigs the league and makes people take dives and stuff and pays people not to win, etc. Or we've got Chairman Rose, who a lot of people were like, he looks evil, and I'm like, he's got half his head shaved. Like, he doesn't look evil, he just looks like a quite well-to-do businessman. I mean, if half your head is shaved, does that make you evil? Like, does that mean Skrillex is evil? Do you know what I mean? I don't think he looks particularly evil. Maybe he does. I don't know. I think when I first saw him, I think I was like, he looks like the bad guy. So maybe, you know, we can't really take it on face value, though. I feel like Chairman Rose, based on what they've said about him, is just a normal person. He's a businessman, he's helped the Pokemon League thrive, he's helped support trainers, he's supported Leon in his bid to become champion, so there's potential for maybe him to have evil intentions, but I think he might well be just a normal guy. Not necessarily a good guy, but just a normal businessman. But then we have his secretary, who, I think her name's Alina, I can't remember, and I don't want to have to look down and check, so I'm going to go with Alina, and if I'm wrong, oh well, a million people reply in the comments telling me how stupid I am, that's fine. I know. But anyway, Alina, I definitely think has the potential to be a bad guy. She's the vice president of Chairman Rose's company, and I feel like maybe there'll be some contention there where she maybe wants to be the president, but the only way she can become the president is by framing the current president, Chairman Rose, for some bad thing that's going on in the Galar region. Maybe it's something like that. There's so many potential things in this story. I mean, look at Hop, your rival. It could well be that Hop, who I believe is the brother of Leon the champion, wants to be better than Leon, and slowly but surely kind of turns evil because he wants to be out of his brother's shadow, and he'll do anything to get there, you know? There's so many directions the story could take, and it really, really has me excited. I don't know if you can see me grinning from ear to ear about this, but I really, really can't wait to see where the story goes. It's gonna be great. It's a Pokemon story that actually has a variety of options. I feel like this could be the greatest Pokemon story ever. The downside is it could be the worst. Who knows? We won't know until the games are out, and that has got me super excited. On first glance, you're probably going to think this next one is a weird one, like what does the future of Pokemon mean? But what I mean is that for all of its good points and for all of its bad points, Sword and Shield are going to be a turning point in the future of Pokemon. Now, on the good side, you've got the potential for these to be the best Pokemon games ever, to welcome new people into the franchise on the Nintendo Switch, because finally there's a proper main series Pokemon game. So basically all the people who were playing Let's Go after playing Pokemon Go, maybe they'll try out their first proper main series Pokemon game, like in the main series normal style, and maybe they'll get introduced to a whole heap of new Pokemon that they'd never seen before, and obviously the new Galar Pokemon, and maybe that'll encourage more people to the franchise. On the other hand, obviously all this controversy around Pokemon Sword and Shield, whilst very negative, could be a positive for the future of the franchise, and hear me out. So obviously the Pokemon community has been the most vocal it's ever been in history. I can't remember a time, I mean, okay, I've been in the Pokemon community properly since about 2013 after I came back from my little adolescent break of,
Oh, too good for Pokemon, woo!
But anyway, the Pokemon community, as far as I can remember, has never been this vocal, this angry, this kind of put out and divided and polarized about a particular Pokemon game. It's been like, Let's Go last year, everyone was like, oh, this game sucks, this game looks like it's gonna suck, even though some of us were saying it looks alright, and it turned out to be alright. Like, it's a really fun game. But there was so many people saying that it's gonna be crap, and then all of us on the positive side were basically saying, no, don't worry though, Gen 8's coming out next year, so if you don't like Let's Go, that's totally fine. Gen 8 will sort that problem out, because you'll have a brand new Pokemon game that you're gonna love. Oh, were we wrong? Oh, dearie me. It turns out Sword and Shield is more polarizing than Pokemon Let's Go was, which is absolutely crazy. Maybe it's just Twitter culture, you know, mob mentality and all that, or maybe there is something to this Sword and Shield drama being a thing. But my point is that Sword and Shield have made people so vocal about these games, for better and for worse, that this will create a turning point in Pokemon's future, because either Pokemon are going to ignore the backlash and go, we will continue to make games the way we've continued to make games, and we will continue to make our games in the vision of our company and not what the fans are saying, in which case it may harm them initially, but I don't see them dying from this, because there are still people who will still buy the games, they'll still enjoy the games. Children who don't really care about the subtle nuances of, you know, transferring all their Pokemon to the next generation, or the meta game and whatnot. I feel like the child audience that just like the pretty colours and the smiley-faced animals, I think they'll still buy the games, and their parents will still buy the games for them. So I don't see Pokemon taking too big of a hit if they don't listen. But on the other side of things, before you post your comment in a little shit fit, because I am getting to the other side, on the other side of things, Pokemon might see the backlash from this, go ahead with Sword and Shield as planned, because they're like, well, we've already planned it now, like, we're not going to make patches, we're not going to bother with that, but we will take this on board, and the next Pokemon game, we're going to take an extra year on it, it's going to be bigger and better, it's going to have all the Pokemon here so that we can do a Smash Bros style, everyone is here campaign, and we're going to make this the best Pokemon game, it's going to be graphically incredible, we're going to get new teams in, and we're going to make the absolute best Pokemon game possible, so all the older fans that disappeared after Sword and Shield are going to come back and go, oh my word, I can't believe I didn't have faith in this company to rectify this issue. And that could be incredible. Now, it's a really outlandish idea, but at the same time, we don't know what's going to happen. We do not know what's going on behind the doors of the Pokemon Company International right now. So it could go either way, and that's got me really excited for Sword and Shield, purely because I'm like, this could be the turning point. This could be a complete game changer, pun intended, for the future of Pokemon. And I think that's really, really cool. And I love that I'm living through this right now. So in years and years and years to come, when people are playing the best Pokemon games that they've ever played, and they're talking about how, God, I really fell off Pokemon when Sword and Shield was announced, but I'm so glad I'm back. And I can just sit there and be like, mate, we lived through that. It was an amazing time. It was an uncertain time. Things were said, feelings were hurt. Junichi Masuda got accused of some very horrible things by some stupid Twitter account, and it was all fake. But how great did everything turn out in the end? And finally, of course, the most obvious reason to get excited for any new Pokemon game. We are getting new Pokemon. And of the new Pokemon that we've seen so far, I'm just in love with so many of them. Like, okay, aside from the generic grass type Gossifleur and Elderfleur, which I just don't care about, we got things like Yamper, Wooloo, Duraludon, Grookey, Sobble, Scorbunny, Alcremie, which I'm not normally a food-based Pokemon connoisseur, but, oh my word, it's a strawberries and cream Pokemon. Give it me now! Like, the Pokemon that have been revealed just look so great. Again, apart from the grass-type Pokemon, and I don't really care for grass-type Pokemon that much, everything else I've seen, I've really, really enjoyed. So, I'm just super excited to see every other Pokemon that is revealed, or even if no more Pokemon are revealed, or only a small handful of Pokemon are revealed in the lead up to the new games. I just want to see, A, how big the Pokedex is, and B, just how many more Pokemon that I'm gonna love are in this game. Like, I've already decided I'm using a full Galar team, but I tend to do that with each new Pokemon game because I want to try out the new Pokemon. I want to check out their abilities. I want to see how they match up against the opponent's Pokemon and whatnot. So I'm just really, really excited for all these brand new Pokemon. I get like this every time a new Pokemon game comes out because I just get absolutely giddy. I just get really excited at the idea of all these new Pokemon I've never seen before, because as much as I love the older Pokemon, you know, I love my Pokemon like Poliwhirl, I love my Pokemon like Grumpig and Girafarig, I love my Pokemon like Salamence and Metagross, but man, when new Pokemon are revealed, it just really gets me absolutely hyped for any game, any new Pokemon game. I just want to see the new Pokemon. That's my go-to. If anyone says, hey Liam, what are you most excited for in the new Pokemon game? I'm like, new Pokemon, straight away. That's all I want. I'm gushing at the moment because I just really, really, really want to see all the new Pokemon. And let's face it, it was obviously going to be this as number one from the start, right? And that's where I'm going to leave my 5 reasons why I'm super excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Check out the other video, which is the 5 reasons why I'm not particularly excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield, down in the description below, or on this end card thing. Support me on Patreon, patreon.com/AceTrainLiam, and follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/AceTrainLiam. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.